Welcome back to Unofficially Opinionated. I am Christian. We got Nate here, and
Yo,
hey, we are
live
doing.
from London.
Yeah, Nate is live from London, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is our live show. We're going to be recapping all of season 2. Now, not so much recapping as first, just revisiting, talking about the whole season, giving our thoughts and hopes and dreams for the next season. So, welcome in. Feel free to ask us questions. We are here to hang out with you guys and just have a good time and hopefully have
Yep.
some interaction. So, shall we get to it? I
Let's
don't
do
know.
it.
I see some people watching. Where are you guys from? Let us know. I'm curious. I know Nate's in London. I'm in
Yep.
Baltimore.
I'm assuming, so I was looking at the statistics, and it appears that there's a bunch of people from, the US and the UK. Well, I guess that makes sense because, English speaking. But, so yeah, I am curious to see if anybody watching is from, the UK or Australia, maybe. Or, just a Anglophone speaking country.
Nate's trying to sound very intelligent. Anglophone speaking a country.
I've started using that term because it's the easiest way to describe someone, because people will just automatically assume they hear my accent, they automatically assume I'm from the US, but there are people who have my accent who are from Canada, and you wouldn't be able to tell unless they say certain words like
Yeah.
the end in out or
Right.
oot.
Oh, all right, Patrick. Welcome. Patrick says he's from the East Coast of the United States. Not being specific, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
cool.
welcome. Glad to have you here. Looks like we've got Landfear from Ontario, Canada.
Oh, see?
Hey, Landfear.
Anglophone.
Welcome from Ontario, eh?
Now, Ontario. No, yes, it is English speaking because what's the Quebec, right?
Quebec is not, right? I believe, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Arasa from New York. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome. Glad to have you here.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, all right. Glad to see you guys in the chat, letting us know what's going on. So yeah, we just finished literally like half an hour ago watching the final episode 8. So we are fresh off of that experience. So those of you that are behind
and those emotions,
yes. So that we'll be posting that probably tomorrow or Tuesday. So you'll see that coming out pretty soon. But today is the season as a whole, all jumbled together. So I guess to start with, let's just kind of go through some of the heroes of the season and see kind of, how we're feeling about kind of where they started, where they kind of left off. So Nate, let's start with your thoughts on Egwene, kind of from where she started it in the season and kind of where she ended up in those final moments.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the assumption is that you all have already seen
plenty of spoilers here. We're all
so there's going to be spoilers. But as you all know, I was very frustrated with Egwene at the beginning because I'm just like, they kept talking about her power, but she was just always not. She was just not doing it until the end. Looked like episode 7 and 8. Episode 7 was really when I was just like, yes, bitch, yes. Like, when she just was like, I am going to kill you. Like, I was just like, okay.
May not be with the water, but I'm going to get you.
Right. Like, I'm glad. And then when I saw her in the final episode where she was just like, I'm not going to kill those people, but then she turned around and like put the collar on and then she killed her, dude. I was just like, like, I'm not for killing people and stuff like that, but this whole show was about killing people.
And she said she was going to,
and she said she was going to, and she kept her words.
Exactly. Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah, I was going to wait. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was that we had some commenters that were just like, wait, her story arc goes, and I'm so glad y'all said that because I was so. Yeah. I was just so like, oh, please make it stop.
Kind of wrote her off a little bit. We were like, we're done with her. Get her out of here.
Right, exactly.
Don't want to see her ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see her go through that process. I'm very curious how her mind will be affected as far as, we didn't really get to see any of like the aftermath of the trauma she experienced. She came through, she showed all that power, which was great. And so I'm curious to see in season 3 how they interact with that.
Yeah.
Is she the same sweet person? She wasn't super sweet, but what's she like now that she's gone through that experience, now that she's killed someone cold blood, really?
Right. Yeah.
Whether they deserve it or not, like, you still did it. You still got to live with, what that feels like. So
yeah,
I'll be curious to see.
You know what? You all listening, tell us what you think about Egwene. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but tell us what you think about her, because I know that there were kind of like some split, opinions about her. But I do feel like she's kind of scarred from not only from the Whitecloaks in the first season, but now from the, from this like horrible, like torturous time or whatever. And then she did have to kill somebody, but to be honest, like every single one of them except for Nynaeve has killed somebody. Wait, did Nynaeve kill somebody?
I don't think she did she?
I don't think so. I don't recall, but like everyone but her has killed somebody. Matt, Egwene, Rand, and Perrin. So like she can't be all like, woe is me. Like all of them are like, we're fighting for our lives here. So
yeah. So I think Egwene had a pretty good arc. She started off kind of whiny at the tower, not wanting to use her hand and blah blah blah, and then her little tussle with Leandrin, who has been missing for a little while. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
that's true.
She wasn't even on my list of like people to even think about. So I'm gonna her down. We'll talk about her a little bit later. But Leandrin. Interesting.
I still think she's playing a double game, though. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but
yeah. So Arasa said that she has killed Trollocs. Okay,
that's true. Okay,
right.
Okay,
so
okay.
Maybe Trollocs are people too. So as Ishmael taught us.
Speaking of Ishmael, what happened to that girl that was in the first episode?
All right, so Lanfear's chiming in. So it said, longtime book reader, I want to be careful what I say, but Egwene fought and won her own battle and will own all aspects of that. Ooh. Way to say that in such a very mysterious way. Like
it is mysterious.
You said so much and yet said nothing. So yes, thank you, Lanfear, for giving some of that insight. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Cool. All right. So yeah,
that's
where.
Me think.
Yeah, okay. Egwene. All right. So Nate, now onto I know who is your favorite is Nynaeve.
Oh,
so no. She starts the season. She's going through the arches. She's going through the trial.
Yeah.
It's this horrible thing where she lives this whole life with Lan, has a child.
Yeah.
And then finds out, it's fake. Well, let me take the child with me to like the real world, and then it's over. And so,
I mean, it's traumatizing, right? Because in your mind, it's a real thing,
Yeah.
And she played, but hey, listen, to her credit, she played that really well. Like when she came through and saw that she didn't have her kid.
Yeah.
Like she was broke. Like you felt that break in her, whatever. So, yeah, to her credit, she did that really well. But the way her character was written, just like, what did y'all think about this? So we just watched it, right? And like at the end, she didn't do anything, right? Everyone's doing something, but not Nynaeve, So like,
yeah, she has this block that I was hoping would come through. Like I was hoping maybe she would get over the block that she has, because there's something that she really can't quite access the one power intentionally, right? Something about her, either mentally or whatever, like she can't really do it. So I was hoping that they would kind of help her get past that this season, but they can't do everything. So it seems to be something they're leaving for the future, where she actually gets to intentionally use her power. Rasta says just like Egwene, just be patient.
Just be patient.
We're trying.
Patience is not my strong suit.
How many seasons are we gonna have? Here's okay. I will say on the patience piece, I do have some trust issues with some of these companies making content, because sometimes they don't want to finish it. So if we get to season 3 and they cancel it, I'm going to be so upset that we didn't get some of these resolutions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, okay, so Nick CM is kind of saying what we're saying, that he feels like, or they feel like, they set her up for season 3. Yeah, pretty much did nothing in the finale when they needed her the most. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, she's a healer. She's a wisdom.
Yeah.
She's super powerful. And yet,
She
at the moment of need, she's like,
couldn't
I don't
heal a
know. Let
wounded
me shove the
leg.
arrow all the way through your leg. Which,
what are you all thinking about that? Because we talked about that
strange
in the reaction, in the commentary, because we're like, why would you shove can you not break? That's usually what they do. Like, you break
Right.
the arrow, unless it was metal. So I could understand if it was metal. It didn't appear to be metal. But then she just shoved the whole thing through with the, what do you call it? The feathers. There's a term for it, and I can't think of it right now.
But yeah.
But like, what?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I don't know what she was thinking, but
and they didn't show her bandage it up or anything. Like, okay, maybe for time's sake they didn't show that or whatever. But like, I don't know. And even when they were on top of that tower, she didn't do anything. It's like she was just sitting. She was just standing there.
she was just there, one of the crew.
There.
Like, yep, I'm one of the peoples. Like, I'm here.
Yeah, but on the flip side, she brought up what's her name, who I really like. I have to see her name to remember it. The princess. What's her name?
Elayne.
Elayne, thank you. So she brought up Elayne, and this is the final episode when I just realized her hair is red as well. And I'm not sure if that's always just the indicator of like, but the way that Rand was looking at her was almost like a brother looks at a sister. No spoilers.
Right.
No spoilers.
Interesting.
But like, tell me what y'all think about that. Like, tell me, like.
So Nick said if she would have done that to me, I was happy. So she would start channeling. That's something you would say, Nate, right? Like, you're gonna shove this arrow through my leg? Get it together. I mean, look. Apparently, she needs trauma to channel. So. That did help.
But like, true story, like she was that was painful just to watch. But anyways.
Yeah. All right, so Lanfear's chiming back in. So Nynaeve is a nurturing character protector, yeah. So she seems to be feeling insecure from failing so many people in real life and the Arches. I mean, agree. So again, maybe it's one of those things where, if mentally you're not feeling confident, like, it affects your performance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that can happen if you're not mentally in the moment and really there. Your body and other things cannot really cooperate. So.
Okay, so to that point, she did say, what did she say? She said it doesn't work like that for me. It's either there or it's not. Right. So you were talking about a block thing.
Right.
There might be, I don't know if it maybe is a block or if it's just like, she doesn't like, not necessarily a block, but doesn't know how to tap into it,
right?
Because just thinking back to when she was trying to work the collar thing or whatever, it was just an explosion. Like, she couldn't make it smooth or something or anything like that. So like, I think it's just like she really doesn't know how to kind of like tap into it. Sort of thing, which is frustrating if that's the case, because at the beginning of this season, she didn't even want to like clean the dishes or, whatever. Right. So like, she drank dirty water just because she didn't want to try. Like, I don't know.
But I have seen that in life, that some people that instead of looking weak, they'd rather say, oh, it's my choice to not do this. Right. Instead of like trying and failing, it's, I'm not failing. I'm choosing to not do it. So
I guess, yeah. But I mean, she was upset. I don't know. She just had a lot of anger issues. Y'all think she had anger issues, or just like, I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. I don't know. I feel like she just had a lot of unresolved anger issues. I mean, yeah, she might have been upset because she had failed so many people, but so did Matt. Matt failed everybody. Okay, multiple times. Like,
yeah,
but he still came through. Oh, well, let me not skip ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, so this is interesting. So someone said that there's a conversation on Twitter saying Nynaeve might actually be neurodivergent. So yeah, like maybe.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, again, maybe she's just works a little bit differently, so that's why it's more difficult for her. That would be interesting for them to kind of follow that through. Like, hey, like
Hmm.
she learns differently. She's not quite, neurotypical like you guys, so she's got to do it different. Like for her, it's a whole different thing. So I like
That
that.
is
I like that.
very interesting, actually, because so okay. Um,
Yeah. All
I
right, you
just
guys.
oh wait, what is this? What is very much her book character? They really captured her character with the drinking. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, so like, I mean, I guess so. I am neurodivergent. I have ADHD. I was just diagnosed last year, um, and I'm trying to compare just this comment with that. Yes, neurodivergents have different ways of learning, and when they're being forced to learn the way that I guess everyone else learns, you do get this anger. You just get this buildup of anger. And I thought that she was angry at them not because she wasn't learning the same way, but because she was just angry. She just didn't trust like the Aes Sedai and stuff like that. So
Also, that she's been
yeah,
raised to not trust them. Yeah,
right,
as
exactly.
well.
So okay,
Yeah.
that's
All
interesting. That
right.
is
Interesting.
interesting. Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, how about guys? On to Nate's favorite, the Wolf brother Perrin.
Man, he
Yeah.
could have. What
So,
did you think? What did you
so,
think
so
about
Perrin
this
starts
man,
off the
bro?
season, right? Perrin is kind of confused about like this wolf stuff. My eyes, like I'm seeing things, and so through the season, at least the beginning of the season, he kind of learns, oh, like you're a wolf brother. Oh, that means you can kind of see what the wolves see, and we can kind of sense and send message back and forth. And actually, you thought you were calling them, but really you were just kind of projecting into the ether, and we
Yeah.
saw it and came to help you, right?
Right.
Like,
Yes. Yeah.
so I forget the guy's name. You guys can help us in the chat with the gentleman's name with the locks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Perrin learns to do all that kind of stuff, and then he kind of gets sidetracked by trying to help this young lady who seems to be from she seems to be an Aiel, which is where Rand is from.
You're so
So
much better with these names than I am. Oh my
I'm
god.
trying. Look, our followers have been helping me out.
Yes.
And I've been
Yeah.
trying to read some stuff, so I can kind of have some idea. So yeah, so he kind of got sidetracked with that. We saw at the end here, he was coming into the city. I know, Nate, you were very frustrated because he left Hopper out there and said it's too dangerous. I'll go on by myself. So part of his struggle seems to be like accepting and like embracing what he is. He seems to be very much afraid of it, which I think makes sense, right? Because
Right. It
season
does make
one,
sense. Yes.
when he kind of embraced his inner rage,
Okay.
he kind of killed his wife
And kids. So yeah.
So that was rough for him. So
But
I can see him being scared a little bit.
Yeah, and that's doubly the situation because he's also still got to deal with the trauma of killing his wife and kid. Like it's just I that is going to live with him. That's going to haunt him literally forever. Like that is you've got to feel something like I just feel a part of him like missing, like broken. So I could totally understand him just like yeah, just hard to just. But when it comes out, man, this man, like I say, he killed what's his name, the
he killed that
Grand
father,
Lord,
multiple
3 times.
He's like he was dead. Yes, he did. Right? Dude was like, that was my father, yo. Like I thought we were friends.
Right?
He was like, he killed Hopper, so he had to go. Like
he killed my dog. Like
it's like, hey, what you gonna do? Sorry. Like my bad. Sorry, but had to happen. Oof.
But he is my favorite. I mean, well, actually, Elayne is my favorite because she's the one that has kind of her head on her shoulders the most. And then also, like Perrin wasn't even in one episode, which I felt was like, boo.
Yeah, he was
why?
off wandering the wilderness. So yeah. So do we think he? I'm not sure the chick's name he's traveling with, but is something gonna happen with them? I mean, maybe not necessarily romantic per se, But I feel like, the way she's been talking, like something's got to happen. Season 3, right? She's like, so like one woman, like you marry only one, and like that's all
Right.
you. She's like, nah, we do it because.
And now that you bring that up, it makes me think that maybe she's going to be the one to help heal him from the trauma of killing his wife. So I don't
one way
know.
or another. I don't know. We will see.
The way she's talking, it sounds like that's kind of her. At the end of the day, it's going to be her MO. So
yes. So yeah, that's Perrin. He's come a long way. I'm hoping that he can learn to really embrace in a safe way, not in a ragey way, because people get hurt. Embrace the inner wolf brother inside you.
I mean, because of his stupidity, though, to be honest, like Hopper died,
Yeah, he was kind of half fighting, but not really.
Yeah. And he didn't let Hopper just like come in with him, but I guess it was better that he just kind of came out the shadows because he got the jump on him. But then Perrin wasn't doing anything, and the dude took the axe to him. So like, Perrin, get up! This is a war. This isn't time to be like watching your wolf jump. I'm so heartless. Like, it's not. I've never been in a war like that, so I really shouldn't be talking like that. But I'm just saying, this is fantasy. So
all right. So Nick said, "Oh yeah, so Avienda, or Avi for short, is the name of the lady following with Perrin." Yes,
nice. Now I see her name. I think I should be able to retain it.
Yes.
Oh, or AVI. Audio visual input.
Right. This guy is like, yes, that's a file extension. That's interesting. Oh man. Oh, so yes, I'm looking back through the chat. So Finn did say that Ishmael did say to him that the more he becomes wolf,
the
more,
he did. Yes.
He'll be his. So now the question, can't be his because he is dead.
He is dead now.
Or is he? I don't know. Book readers, don't spoil it, but he appears to be dead.
He appears to be dead. And the reason why we're thinking he appears to be dead is because he was like, do you see that? And then he was like, nothing.
So he seems like he's gone.
Sounds like he's gone. Yeah. And they don't really need him back because now they've got all the other.
Yeah. I mean, I'll miss him. I liked how plotting and conniving he was.
Yeah.
But what even is death? Very true, Rand.
True.
Very, very true.
I mean, we are talking about the wheel of time, right?
Yeah.
So
Patrick says, I think Avi prefers a spear. Wink, wink. I mean, very true. I mean, she's a spear sister, right? So yeah, they do prefer spears. So we'll see where that lands a little bit later. They can't even handle it.
Y'all as crazy as we are.
That's why we're here together. That's why we're having a good time, right? All right, so moving on from Perrin, so on to everyone's favorite. So that one episode where we were like down on Matt, like every single person, and we had to have 20 comments, like, wait, no, Matt in the books is the man. Like, you just wait, like, don't even worry about it. Matt is what's up. So yeah. So on to Matt. Yeah. So he did come a long way. He started off, he's in prison. He gets kind of coerced into leaving with men to try to avoid his fate, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you think he was purposely trying to avoid his fate? Because I think it was set up.
I mean, I think he probably somehow didn't want to. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell what his motivation was. But once he saw his past lives, which we're still not sure, is that what he really saw?
Yeah.
so
there's a debate said, in our head.
Redemption, thy name is Matt Cohen. I love it.
It's true, though. True that he came through.
I mean, so
with
we
the
do
vengeance.
see that now he's one of the heroes of the Horn.
Right.
I'll say some other phrase that didn't make any sense. I was like, I remembered because where I was going was not the proper thing.
Heroes of the Past or something.
Heroes
like
of the Horn, because he blew the horn and they got called. So
okay, okay.
Nick says it's their favorite character in the book. Okay, cool. Yeah,
but listen, I could see that because, like I said, he came through like he made a spear, and y'all gonna see the reaction, but like. I was like, that is not going to hold. That knife to that pole with a little bit of.
I thought he's a very good knot tire.
He is, okay?
You tie that spear to that shaft very well.
The only way that would ever hold is if there was leather and it was wet and then dried after. Like, that was...
Look, we didn't see all that he did. Maybe we missed the part
true.
where he wet it. And
maybe he did a little channeling or something like that. Wait. Whoa. Stop. Hold the presses.
We got shots fired. Somebody said, Matt's cool, but he's no Rand, but he's cool. All right, Rand.
I guess. Wait, are you talking? Are you talking about like in the books, or are you talking about in the series?
I know Nate's obsessed with Rand's looks.
Listen, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all is family, okay? But don't sit there and tell me Rando look good. Like, like you see what Lanfear is trying to go for, okay?
Okay.
But Lanfear herself is rocking. I'm just saying.
So how do you feel about how Matt kind of ended up at the end of the season?
I like it. What I didn't like, the only thing I didn't like about it was how they made, and this doesn't have anything to do with him, but how they made Min's prophecy come true. Like, I feel like something happened there that I'm missing. Like, I'm just like, it did not happen at all. Like, either they showed or said, Yeah. So I guess, and again, it doesn't really have anything to do with Matt, but I do like it. I do like how Matt ended up, just because he was. What I don't understand. So this is what Chris and I were talking about while we were watching. It was like, why are you even doing anything with this knife in the first place? Like, whoa, you just literally you created a staff out of a pole, or out of a pipe, or whatever that is. Use that, But he absolutely had to tie this knife to this pole and use that. In retrospect, though, okay, because he's over here melting locks and then stabbing people with it and just completely destroying them with the tiny knife. So okay, but we also were thinking maybe he knew a little bit because since he had the dagger, maybe he knows it's like
he knew how it could be used. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so all right, Nate. So Nick's asking Ran or Lando. Everyone was sipping over Lan season 1.
Lan was.
Then Ran took off his shirt and everyone was
right?
like, Lan who? Is that your story, Nate?
Right? No, they are both. Like in season 2, Lan had his shirt off. Like it was like the first episode or something like that.
All right.
And I was like, yep, I'm there with you. Yeah.
All right. So we got a question from Patrick, Nate. So are you upset that Rand will not have those scars, abdomen on hand, or is that a plus?
Listen, I am a tattoo guy. So I am not at all upset that he's gonna have those scars on him at all. No, I think that it's a plus. It definitely adds to the yep. Although, let's see. Although when Lanfear had her in her dream world, when he was like tied up to, okay, y'all know, I had a little moment there, but and then I saw him without his shirt, and I was like, okay. Okay, listen, we are gonna torture Chris with this, but like
I'm used to being around you. It's all good.
I could go on for days.
Yes, you could.
But I won't, so I'll spare y'all.
All right.
Anyway, sorry, what were you talking about now?
I don't know. Rand said we'll have to get Rand some tattoos. You guys. Yeah, so we're talking about Matt. So I think Matt ended up a good place. I'm happy that he seems to be leaving the dark side. I think him knowing that doesn't come from trash. Like, you're a hero of the Horn. Like, and they fought with you in the past multiple times. Like, you're not trash. You're a hero. So either what you saw was only a part of your story, or Ishmael was just literally lying to you, right?
Yeah.
And so, we'll see. But I was happy about that.
Yeah. And that was one that was so pimping. Like I had goosebumps when he like blew the horn
Right, and they all
and the
showed up.
heroes came. Oh my goodness! I was like, yes.
Especially, I think his name's Uno. Is that the actual name? The guy with the one eye, which is so ironic.
Is his name Uno?
I think so. You guys, let us know if his name is not. I
rude.
think his name is Uno.
Rude.
But yeah, that was a cool scene. That was a cool scene. So
Yeah.
All right, enough Matt talk.
Yeah.
We know you guys love him, and we'll trust you that it will get better. It's already getting better.
I mean, it's promising. Yeah, exactly. It's promising.
It's already getting better.
Yeah.
The romance will continue with Matt and Rand. So speaking of Matt and Rand, all right. So Rand, he starts off the season with he's chilling with this chick in this town. Turns out she's forsaken and but not trying to kill him.
Nope.
She loves him, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lanfear's leaving. Thanks, Lanfear.
I didn't see that pop up. Bye.
But yeah, so he starts off kind of out there with her in this no-name town. It seems like his plan was probably to get trained by Logain. He roughed up the orderly in order to be assigned to him.
All right.
And I'm not sure if it was on purpose or not that he used so much power against him. But,
well, he said it sounded like it wasn't, like he didn't know what was happening. That's why he was afraid to talk to Celine at the time.
Right. Look at you remembering names. Nate,
right?
Where did that come from?
No, because we remember we were looking at the dang it, we were looking at, so we paused the video and we were looking at the names of the characters, and so
and you saw it was still on there, Celine /
exactly.
Okay,
yes, exactly.
Got it.
So again, I have ADHD, so now y'all know. But anyways, like he told her that he was like, he didn't know what was gonna, because she was trying to do the nasty with him, and he was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, blah 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 blah. And so
she's like, I can take it. He's like, okay, well, let's do it. And then she was stabbed in the back by Moiraine, ruined his whole evening. He was like, really? I mean, I was gonna be fine. Like, you couldn't wait till after the fact.
No, she wasn't stabbed in the back. She was stabbed. I know. What?
I mean, Lanfear wasn't ready to kill him, right? Like,
no, but she didn't know that. Like,
I'm just saying, Moiraine could have waited another 10 minutes and it'd have been fine.
Moiraine
Same result.
We don't.
You would have little Rand, Lanfear, dragon babies.
Okay.
So Rand said, poor Rand just wants to be a farm boy, but has to be a chosen one. So inconvenient.
Hey,
that's how he's acting, right? Like, why I gotta have this power, and I don't want to do it, and wah.
Yeah, but see, he was the one I feel like was the most, apart from maybe Egwene, he was the one that embraced his power the most, even though he was afraid of it. I feel,
he did eventually.
Yeah, I mean, even when they were at the end of season 1, he was more, listen, I got to do what I got to do, sort of thing. Everyone else is like
Ishmael. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he tried, sort of thing, even if he kept failing. Although, listen, y'all gonna see that, but on the commentary, but like, why you got to kill the entire army just like.
Right. Look,
just like that. Like,
no witnesses. All right.
Right?
So Nick said, classic Moiraine. Always showing up at the wrong time. Moiraine be blocking. Just because you had a block, you got to block everybody else, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
Yep.
Yeah, so, Rand ended up where he was supposed to be. It's interesting how he was kind of balancing the relationship between Moiraine and Lanfear, because he had to kind of keep Moiraine around, but also not piss off Lanfear.
Right. Yeah.
To get Moiraine killed.
Yeah. And we're still not truly we don't really know if Lanfear was really trying to kill Moiraine. Like, why? What would she have? Why would she need to kill Moiraine? she's not your competition.
Yeah.
You know?
It would have driven him further away from her, so she had to kind of leave her alive. Now, if he was like, "Yeah, screw Moiraine," then she'd be like, "Okay, cool, poof,
right,
gone." But so he was like, "No, don't kill her, please." And she's like, "Okay, fine, whatever."
Yeah.
She stayed like, "Okay."
Well, no, she said,
and she's like, "I need her anyway because I'm about to do this other thing. Well, I need her to blow up all these ships and then
because they're going to be trying to kill you." Or maybe she knew that they were going to try to gentle him. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah, she had a plan. All right, so speaking of Moiraine's next on my list to discuss. So Moiraine, last season was kind of all knowing, kind of know what was going on until we found out she didn't, because she thought they had defeated the Dark One. Really, just released Ishamael.
You're right. Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh shoot!" So all season she's like, She thought that she'd been cut off from the source.
Yeah.
The whole time. And turns out she was just kind of shielded and tied off remotely, which apparently was something that is uncommon, but Lan figured out that could be a possibility, and Moiraine didn't.
Yeah. So I got a question for y'all. So hear me. Okay, listen. Tell me what. Okay, so tell me like if my thinking is correct or not. So what happened was, so we know that she wasn't actually cut off from the source, but she thought she was, right?
Well, she was shielded, but not literally cut off. Yeah.
Right. So she thought she was, and she just was like, okay, well, I'm cut off from the source. Boo-hoo. I'm still going to go try to protect Rand. Lan, when he found out that she was not cut off, said not even a Forsaken could do that. Right?
Right.
But they were trying to cut Rand off from the source at the end.
Yeah, but they had all those channelers, right? Remember, like a bunch of.
Oh, so was that the thing?
Like, yeah, it was a whole bunch of them that had to do it. Yeah, because one person can't really do it.
Right, because he said not even the Forsaken alone, maybe.
Right, exactly. Maybe that's why he was like, "Wait, he did what to you?" He was like,
"Right,
that seems weird because that shouldn't be possible."
Right.
She's like, "Well, it happened, so whatever." So she was whining. Looks like her relationship with Suan is probably done-ish.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see. That was rough, right?
Thanks for letting us know that they were pillow friends.
Right.
Right.
Yes, pillow friends. Yes.
That's a very, what do you call that? That's a very, I don't know, politically correct way of saying it without really going into detail, which I think, boo. So,
yeah, we're a little delayed in the comments, but I do see that Rand did confirm that, like a Forsaken can't gentle someone by themselves. It took 8 Damani on the ship to shield Rand and plan to gentle him. So yeah, for sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I like it. All right. So we had a question from Arasa. Who do you think told Liandrin to remove Moiraine from the board? Lanfear or Ishii? So yeah. So remember, Liandrin came to the House Damodred and was like, "Look, we gotta get her off of here. Like, remove her." Right. So was it Ishmael or Lanfear? I feel like it seems that Liandrin was aligning with Ishmael, not Lanfear. That's my assumption. I don't know, but that seemed to be who she was working with and for. And that, I mean, I know Lanfear did tell her, like, look, you don't got to work with him. There's other ways to walk the dark. Like, we can do it a different way.
Right, but she didn't trust.
But knowing that Lanfear wanted Moiraine to be where she was at the end, seems like she probably maybe didn't want her dead per se. But again, it could just be like, 5-dimensional chess, and she's saying this and make them do something to cause something else to happen. A lot of that was going on, right? Like they're moving people where they need them to be,
right?
And say what they got to say to them to get them there.
Okay, so wait. So I was thinking while you were explaining that, and I was looking at the question again because I remember. Yeah, so she told what's his name to remove
Barthanes, I think.
Yeah. What? What did that mean? Remove her from the board, Moiraine from the board.
I mean, I still didn't mean kill her, like the playing board. I assume, like not.
Well, that's what we thought, but I want to know what what everybody else thinks. Yeah. What did that mean actually? Because I'm confused. If it's the playing board, meaning like kill her, that couldn't have been Ishmael, because he wanted her alive. It was only Lanfear that would have said that, according to because she stated very clearly she wanted Moiraine dead, right? So if that's the case, if they're saying the plain whatever, and the reason why I asked this question is because they also called the thing where all the Forsaken were together the board too, right? Sorry, that was redundant. So like, I'm wondering what that means. Can y'all like enlighten me? What did she mean by remove them from the board? Moiraine from the board.
Yeah, I don't know. So Nick says that was my guess. Kill her.
Okay.
Okay, so this is interesting. So Rand is saying that Lyanna is under no compulsion to tell the truth, which is true. She may have simply wanted Moiraine dead and lied about having orders. But Rand thinks it was Lanfear if it's anyone. Yeah, I mean, so Lanfear personally wanted her dead, it seems, but also as far as her end goals, maybe she wanted to use her and keep her alive. Interesting. Hard to say. All right, so we got a question from Ross said assumed killing as well.
Right.
That board comment. All right, so we got a question from Rant. You keep us straight in the comments.
You do.
Three or four of them per episode. You keep us informed. It's very helpful. So Rant's asking, so who do you think the Dark Friends were in episode 1 Cold Open? Oh, yes. So it seems like we know one of them was you guys can help us with the name of
the lady with the nails, right?
The Shanchin with the nails, right? We know one was her. We know that Padden Fane was there. We know Ishmael was there. Who else? Now, do we think that Lyanna may have been there? Is she that high up? I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't.
Now, because the question.
Dark Friends are not forsaken. Well, obviously they're not forsaken, right?
Right.
So Dark Friends are people who are just aligning themselves with. They're just aligning themselves with the dark side's agenda, right? That's right.
What they've sworn to the dark. Yeah. I'm not sure who else. So is there anyone that we think may have been there that hasn't revealed themselves yet?
This is a good question because this makes me want to watch the first episode now that we've seen everything.
Yeah, I really need to watch the whole season again, and maybe we'll do like another like.
Wait! Got an idea.
Oh,
can you roll the first part of the or is that impossible?
Oh, you want to watch it? I don't know.
The first part, I don't know because we didn't set up for this.
Right.
But I'm just
we can
wondering.
take it down. I don't want to risk it. We
might
take it down. Since we're live, they might take us down.
True. That's true.
They get really picky about their copyright. And
they do. Oh yeah, we have to fight copyright literally all the time.
Yes.
Fun times.
Yeah. So I'll be safe and not play it. But good question. I'm not sure. So let us know, you guys in the chat. Who else do you think could have been? Now, not to spoil it for us. So Rant says there's 2 you could catch, but I won't tell you. So now I know I have to watch the whole season again, which I plan to do. Look, you guys, it's hard because we want to do some other reactions for you. Yeah. But I also want to watch this again. So stay tuned. We'll ask you a question in a little bit, but for now, let's finish up the light side and then we'll take a quick break. So we looked at Moiraine. So Lan's the next one I want to kind of talk about. So Lan in the beginning was like, oh, she's shutting me out and blah, blah, blah. And Lan seemed to not really be, from what I've heard from folks, kind of the man he was in the books. Because in the books, he's like the man as far as sword fighting. And he kept kind of behind beat in some ways.
Right.
But it seems like he kind of got over that at the end of the season. But I do appreciate Lan is my MVP because I feel like Lan was like constantly like thinking and trying to like figure stuff out and didn't just like give up.
Right.
So I mean, he figured out that she was just tied off and not gentled. So I think, he had a big part to play. So I appreciated his kind of journey. The more I think about it, I was kind of mocking it when it happened, when Moiraine finally like restored the bond and let him back in. But the more I think
Yeah.
back at it, like more I'm like, man, like that is kind of a touching thing where they kind of came back
Well, it's
together.
closure, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I think it did play a good part in it. It's just that we all saw it coming.
yeah.
Like
Oh, for sure.
it wasn't shocking or anything like that. We
Oh no.
saw it coming. We knew that he was like from the beginning. I knew they. I didn't know if it was going to be him, but I knew that she was going to get her powers back, and everything that she was saying, that she was like pushing him away. I knew at the end they would, draw back together. So that wasn't. But I like how Lan did it. Right? He wasn't pushy. He was a little bit pushy. Then he backed off, and then he came at it again. And he was asking questions. This time, and he was asking questions to what's his Logain. He was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had a mission, and this was very significant. Like this is like it's not a side mission.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a side mission, but it really plays a very important role because thanks to him, she was able to stop them from shielding Rand. So like
Yeah.
I thought his role that he played was, I thought it was, I liked it. Like they made him useful.
Yeah.
So
All right. So Arasa said also Lan fought Phase in episode 1. This last episode were humans. True. So yeah, so he did struggle against the Fades, which it makes sense because Fades are super strong. Which is why when they saw that dead one that seemingly, what's his name, had taken care of Patton Fane, must have killed with that dagger. They're like, oh shoot, like who killed these Fades? Who killed this Fade? He's like staked up on the wall, all whatever. So yeah, Lane had trouble fighting the Fade. I got you, but the humans, yeah, he dispatched them pretty easily. At least the last episode. So
right,
yes, yeah, for sure.
That's
right,
true.
so
he was like 6 of them or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nick had a question. So who leveled up the most this season?
Oh, you're speaking my language. Leveled up. Oh man.
Who do you think, Nate?
Let me think about the Egwene.
Egwene?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think she leveled up. I think the most mentally also. So it wasn't just like, oh, she's like using more power now. Like I think she actually was able to get over some of her childish thinking and like really like grow a bit and become like, okay, like grow some. Now we still don't see kind of some of the after effects, but I feel like as far as leveling up, like emotionally and like, as far as power, I think it's her.
Yeah, I think she did it. She in like almost every aspect, she came out ahead. She protected Rand from Ishamael. She was able to calm herself so that she could, even though it was a horrible situation that she was in, she tried to make the best of it, understood how to, use her power better. She she attacked the Whitecloaks when she saw them coming in. Like she was like, these people, yes, I will take them down. The rest of them, no, sort of thing. And she stood up, even though that was going to, like, at the cost of her life. Like she was just like, I'll train, but I'm not taking innocent lives for no reason, sort of thing. So. And like again, my favorite part of her storyline was just promising her the home chick her death. Like.
So Nick says she got tempered into hardened steel. They woke up a beast in her. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like I feel like she was kind of whiny, but I think she came through it and she learned. And I think she's definitely much stronger for it. So I'm eager to see where she ends up. So last person on my list to talk about as far as light side people is Elayne. How do you feel about when they introduced her? For us non-book readers, it's like, oh, like this Elayne person, like, okay, cool, she's like a little side person, but she's obviously important because she's still here,
right?
And she's up there with them at the end. It's like the 5. It's actually 6 of them because she's the 6th person, right? Like she's also there. We also saw her heal Rand's wound from that dagger, which everyone else was like, oh shoot, and she was like, oh, I got this, like,
right.
So that plus we saw her kind of trying to work out how those collars worked, which I'm not sure if she'll actually figure that out season 3. That'll be interesting to see if she can figure out how they actually work.
Why would she care how they work?
Well, they can free all those women, right? So the Shanshan are still out here, right? And so they could still, free them, turn them against them. So, just as a side note, is interesting that the Seldons didn't realize that they were also could channel,
right?
Yeah, they just assumed, since they didn't find us in the same way they found the channelers, like we can't channel. So, but really, it's the only way this works. It works because you can channel. Right. So it's very interesting. I'm curious how they'll kind of follow that through some more in season 3. But
because from that perspective, when Egwene was talking about that, I was thinking about those collars, and I was like, from that perspective, I still we didn't read the book, so I don't know, because they were talking about how the collars were made by a sister of the tower or whatever. So I don't know if it was for sinister reasons or not, but I could see the collars playing a positive effect if they weren't so painful or whatever, maybe tampered with. I could see them playing a positive effect in those who didn't have as much channeling ability, right? So it helps them achieve their own their own ability by linking with someone who had greater ability, so they could probably do twice as much work, or whatever, blah, 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 if they combined forces. And I'm always for teamwork and stuff like that. But obviously this wasn't the case. This wasn't about teamwork. This is about using or whatever. But when she said that, that's what crossed my mind. I was like, maybe, I don't know if they were created for sinister reasons, but if they weren't, I could see why they wouldn't be,
Yeah. All right, so we got a comment here from this person, Carol Moore. She says, "Hey, wondering if the guy on the left, Christian, is married. I'm interested." Who is this person? I tell you, we let anybody in this chat, apparently, including my wife. Thanks for watching, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Oh, yeah. So it said, by the way, Rain is ready for that one. Giving eyes to Elayne while your ex is right there saving you from a forsaken. He was like, hey, so what's your name? I don't think I've seen you before. Really? Yeah. You need to know her name right now.
Right. Well, actually, that's what I was saying before, is that I kind of feel like it's not a kind of a lover's thing. I kind of feel like it might be kind of a sibling thing. Or a family thing.
Interesting.
Me too. How do you do that?
All right. So that's kind of the wrap up of the light side, people. So thanks for joining us tonight. This has been really fun. I'm having a good time. Just so you know, please, if you're not already, I think most of you guys are already liked and subscribed and share and comment all the time. But if someone isn't, go ahead and do that if you're watching this later. The QR code in the middle here, if you don't know what that is, that's just for our Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to just say thanks for, what we're doing, we appreciate it. It'll help us just, make more content and keep it coming. So feel free to click that QR code. Also in the bottom left, you'll see there it says Buy Me a Coffee /unofficially opinionated. So yeah, appreciate you guys. It's been great doing this. We didn't know we were going to have such a community when we started this whole project. We figured, hey, we'll talk about the show we like, and then all of a sudden, you guys came and joined us. So it's really been such a pleasure seeing you guys comment every week. It's been so much fun. I love it.
It's so much fun. It is. We started out really on YouTube and stuff, wanting to build a community, because that's what we do, and we just like doing that, having interactive conversations and stuff like that, just talking about everything, and we just kind of wanted to extend it out, and we're so happy that you all that resonated with you all, so thank you and welcome.
Yes, thank you, welcome. More to come.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kind of wrap this up here, talking about kind of the dark side and where kind of those folks ended up, right? So Let's start with our number one dark side guy that's not with us any longer,
Or
Ishamael. Right.
perhaps we
So
don't know.
yeah, so he seems to be dead. I always appreciate like villains that have like a motive, whether I agree or not. If it makes sense, it makes it more compelling. And his motive seems to be, hey, look, like life sucks, it's all terrible. Can we just end everything for everybody and like
Right.
stop this constant cycle of being reborn and living this terrible life?
Right.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree, but I see what you're saying.
I mean, he was really a Thanos, right?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, through the whole thing, he's just trying to get Rand to the place that he can join them and then break the wheel.
Right. Which, to that
didn't
point,
work out
is,
him.
for me, I'm just like, is that the only way? Is that the only way you could have come up? Is that the only solution you could come up with? Like, is that? I feel like it's not. I just feel like he's got a one-track mind. I feel like he probably should have been able to think of another a solution, but he just didn't. So, I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at multiple things going on here.
Yeah, so we both think that he's probably actually like gone from like the wheel, right? So not just dead, but like he's like finished. Like he's not gonna be reincarnated, reborn, whatever the term is for being spit back out the wheel again. Like he's done. So in that sense, I'm happy for him because that's in a lot of ways like what he wanted. Like just let me be finished. And I think probably even more so since he was trapped alive for 3,000 years.
Yeah.
Like he's really ready to be finished.
He is. Yeah.
He's we just be done.
It's painful.
Poor guy. Oh, poor Ishamael. But I'm curious, he seemed to, again, he was the lieutenant, depending upon where you're from, of the Dark One, who we've not seen yet, if they can be seen. I don't know. I got to put this out here just because my wife is watching. But Rant said, wow, the Carol. Christian talks about how great you are in every reaction. See, Carol, I told you. I love it. Thanks, Rant. Checks in the mail. Ishamael, he was such a huge force, especially at the twist at the end of season 1. I'm sad to see him go, and wish you all the best. Ishi.
Yeah, Ishi. What?
Ish bud.
Moving on.
So on to my favorite, Lanfear.
Yes.
So she seemed to be so in control throughout the whole season. And we get to the end, and she seems to be so outclassed.
Love struck.
What
do you mean outclassed?
Outclassed by, is it Morgedian? Was that her name?
Oh, right.
So like Lanfear's been running things and stabbing Ishamael in the back and all of that, and Ish is gone, and now she's kind of on her heels. How do you feel about that kind of revelation that after all that work, she's kind of now like dropped down a couple tiers, it seems.
Yeah, actually, I was questioning that because I was like, is it just that she got the drop on Lanfear, or is she actually more powerful than, or maybe she's more conniving than Lanfear, because she seems a little bit crazier than Lanfear, sorry. But if she's stronger than Lanfear, that simply means that Lanfear is joining the ranks of the good, because that's always what happens. Like, anytime you join the ranks of the good, your power level goes down. Like it's like a rule. Like your power level goes down like 10.
Can't be the
same. So if that's the case, and she said she would help Rand, so I'm pretty sure that that's the situation. So that's my thought process.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Do we think that she'll ever come to terms with the fact that Rand is not Lews Therin? Or does somehow Rand become more of Lews Therin?
I think he'll just have his memories, right? He'll just have, because that's what happened to Matt. He had the memories of whatever was happening before. He said, I remember, like when he blew the horn, he was like, I remember. So maybe he will have the memories later somehow. Maybe if he drank the tea or something like that. I don't know what the case is.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nick said, I have a feeling, just a guess, that we're going to look back at the time of Lanfear and Ishii and think they weren't so bad. Yeah, right. That does tend to happen a lot, right? Like there's these evil people, and then people that always like wish to be in power, always like overdo it, right? Like once it's their turn, they just take it too far. Like you don't got to do all of that. Like easy. Like these people had a plan and were like had something they were like believed in.
Yeah.
But like the next crew, I guess we'll see. Like, do they believe in something, or are they just
the thing is when
evil?
You're not doing something because you believe. So we were talking at the beginning of this season. We're like, man, everyone has such like emotional objectives, sort of thing. But that's the side of you that's human, right? Because you can't create some people who just want chaos. That is an issue to deal with because there's no rhyme or reason, so
Yeah, like what are you doing? For what? You just want to just do stuff.
They just want to watch the world burn, and they have no reason for it, so you can't really calculate. So like Lanfear was able to kind of calculate and whatever with Ishmael. But with these people, she's like, I don't know where they begin and where they end. Like, they're just doing stuff, So it becomes more dangerous, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So Finn says, don't put too much stock in that tea. So I think that's probably correct. Because I feel like, again, father of lies, people have warned us, hey, don't necessarily believe everything Ishmael says. So again, I think you're correct that maybe it did something or maybe it did nothing. But we see that man definitely isn't what he appeared to be when he drank the tea. So
exactly.
I agree. So Rant has a question for us. Rant has the good questions here. Any archetypes you expect to see in future Forsaken? So we have the nihilist, which is Ishii, as I call him now, and Fatale, Lanfear. So I think we are getting to, we're probably gonna have someone that's just kind of almost, I'm gonna say a Joker type. Like Joker mostly just likes the chaos in a lot of ways, right? He's just likes causing havoc. Like it's fun for him, like to play with the heroes and like cause them to stumble and like the back and forth. And it's a game, and it's just chaotic. I think we'll see someone like that. I hope at least it'd be interesting.
That that's probably who I should have used for to explain my chaos. Yeah, because all the other kind of like DC villains have like a reason, like Poison Ivy and whatever. So yeah, exactly. When it becomes like just ludicrous and just doing their thing, it's just a much more dangerous situation. Would I recognize any archetypes?
I think another one might be, if you think about like Lex Luthor, like he's evil more because he thinks that he would be a good ruler, right?
Also, like God.
Yeah, like if only I got kind of God complex. Like if only I was in charge, then we could run this whole thing correctly.
But that's kind of like the Dark One in and of himself, right?
Well, I don't think we've heard of the Dark One once explicitly. I'm not sure, right? I mean, according to Ishmael, he's the pierced of heart because he wants to break the wheel. Is that really the Dark One's goal, or is that Ishmael's goal? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's making me wonder. It's making me think. I don't know.
Yeah. So Nick said it struck me when Mogedion said y'all were too close to the dragon, right? Yeah, because both of them knew the dragon before. So again, they wanted to use him for their goals, but they weren't trying to kill him, right? Because they were friends in the past. And so there was at least some connection there that they kind of wanted him to kind of follow, like convince him to be along their path, but they weren't trying to end him. In which case, these other folks coming along line don't have the same connection to him. I'm not sure who they're connected to or who they care about, if anyone. So it could affect kind of their motivation.
Thinking about the dark ones, I'm like in deep thought over here, because like the dark side is much more. The light side is always just very kind of straightforward, right? But the dark side is, or I'm saying the dark side, like it's the Star Wars or something like that, but like it's more, complex. Like it's more in depth, I think, because some have they do bad things for what they consider would be good reasons, sort of thing, and they're the type as like the ends justify the means sort of thing, and there is a side of you that's just like you're sympathetic even though you shouldn't have just killed 1,000 innocent people and stuff like that, whatever. Okay, I agree, but at the same time, it's almost like they have a point. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Like so, like when Ishmael died, you kind of felt for him because he was like, "Do you see that? Nothing," sort of thing. And he's like, "I've achieved kind of what he." But that's another thing. Like, why don't you just kill yourself? Like, why you got to like try to take everybody else in the process? I don't know. Y'all making me think.
Interesting,
man.
Yeah. So, so Finn said, you may have heard the name Grandel already, which I'm trying to remember.
Did we?
Let's just say, as a heterosexual male, I look forward to seeing her on screen. LOL.
I look forward to seeing her on screen.
Okay. So, all right, yeah. No more this Rand and Lan
like
talk.
as a heterosexual male.
Yes. Okay.
Did we? Who's Grandal?
Yeah, I mean, I would never, because obviously I'm married, as you guys saw, so that really doesn't interest me at all. So I just watched this for the articles.
Yeah. Well, listen. I can appreciate Lanfear is sexy, and I loved her wardrobe.
Yeah, all her outfits. She
was slaying left, right, and center.
Hopefully, she comes back and she's not just dead.
I don't think she's dead. I mean, what's her name didn't kill her. So.
Well, I mean, dead meaning like somehow they kill her off the show. Like, I don't know.
Oh, right.
They could be like, oh, yeah, she's gone, or
they definitely could.
Yeah. But yeah, hope she comes back. All right, so Liandrin, they kind of dumped her after a little while. Her story just kind of became boring. It was. I guess they told us kind of why she joined the Dark. It was to save her son.
Yeah.
But is that really enough reason? And as you saw, he's just prolonging his life in pain. So.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, because like, again, like the dark side is just more complex. These people, because they're all joining for very specific reasons. Even he said their name. The one with the long nails, the lady with the long nails, which
she was Surath.
Surath, like she has a specific reason which we haven't learned yet, but she has a specific reason for joining the light. Like, or sorry, the dark side or whatever whatever they call it. Like people who join the light are just against the dark, right? But the dark are the dark, it seems, for very specific reasons that pertain to kind of like humanity, So I am one of those type of people who's like philosophically like philosophizes, I suppose. So I don't know. It's really. Wait, what were we talking about? Liandrin? Oh yeah, because she wanted to. Sorry, I just went off into. Liandrin wanted. Yeah, she joined the dark side because she wanted to keep her son alive. But all of their reasons why they joined the dark side seem so minimal, considering all the destruction that they had to do. Like she wants to save her son. And she's willing to kill Moiraine for it. Like that is questionable. Like why sort of thing. But also Moiraine was like taking people out left, right, and center.
And they seem like they were never really like friendly anyway, just because Moiraine, just their whole philosophies, because she was so anti-man and and kill and whatever. She was like, no, we got to be smart and talk about it. She's like, ew, you think you're better than me just because
right?
The Because again, it seems like Moiraine came from like a pretty high class family, also. So I'm sure a lot of people just didn't like her for that reason.
Right.
Oh, damn Madrid, blah 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 blah. But it is what it is. Is what it is. All right. So yes, Leandra. Yeah, not much to say about her, but no. I as much as her very sharp jaw is very biting to my eyes, I do hope they bring her back. Just it'll be interesting to see what she's doing now.
Well, she's gonna have
things
to
have shifted.
So. Yeah.
And to see her and I want to see her and Nynaeve have kind of a showdown.
Yeah.
After all that happened. All right. So two more things I want to talk about is the Shanshan. So how did you feel about kind of their whole role this season?
I liked their introduction. I wasn't expecting a new enemy, like a new force to fight again. I wasn't expecting them at all. So I liked it. As I said in one of our commentaries, the collar, just that alone was so well done. Like it was so, like you could feel the pain behind it. The storytelling was so well done. Like you could feel it. So I wasn't expecting that either. So I mean, granted, they showed that. No. They didn't show that at all in the first season. No. So like, I don't think they did. So like, this was a brand new thing, and I liked it. So, and they were sinister. They're super sinister and dark. So yeah, I liked it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I always just enjoy kind of, seeing like a new civilization, kind of just seeing how they dress, kind of their culture, the whole thing around like the nails to cut them off, like, demote you in a way, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's funny because after that, she just left her mask off. Like she was all masked up
did,
before.
Right? Exactly.
She's like, forget it. I'll just be masked off, like whatever. But
yeah,
I think it was interesting. I'm still, it's very curious to me also that they see themselves aligned with the light. And so I'm curious if there can be some redemption for them as like a nation. I don't know how the show could go in seasons from now, right? But like, do they realize, hey, like the way we've been dealing with this Damane and the Soldam, like this is not cool. Can we do this differently, right?
Right.
And can we be aligned with the dragon, right, against the dark, since we do claim to be for the light,
Yeah, but all of them are crazy. Like even the Whitecloaks are crazy. Like they're all for the dark side, even if they say they're for the light side. We liken them to. Never mind.
All right. So Jamie said the Shanshan were the people who threw that big wave against the cliffs in season 1. Yes, right. Yeah, the end of that we saw that kind of that big wave come. I do recall that. Yeah.
What happened?
I thought maybe that was them when they showed like. I think that's when we first saw the Damane with the little pacifiers in their mouths.
Right. Okay.
Showing up. So okay. Yeah.
Oh, so it was at the end of season 1?
Yeah, when they first showed up. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I'll have to watch that again because I don't recall that. Yeah. Welcome.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is what I stopped myself from saying.
Yes. So like that was the next on my list was like the Whitecloaks. Like how do you feel about them, right? Because they're very much not just zealots, but also like anti like power users as well.
Yeah. I do not like them, and I have a very personal reason for not liking them.
Religious zealotry is very off-putting, right?
Yes, it is.
It reminds me of, I know, the movie Kingdom of Heaven, where the Crusades, they're like, God wills it, and they're like killing all these people. Like,
right.
You're like, I don't think that's not how. I think you're mistaken.
Yeah.
So
it's
just it's that very fanatical view, which makes me wonder. Someone remind me in the chat the name of the son, the one that helped Perrin. That was the Whitecloak.
Perrin
like destroyed his father. What was his name? You can remind me. But
destroyed.
Right. But I'm curious where he ends up in future seasons because he seemed to have like a good heart.
Yeah.
But he's also part of the Whitecloaks, and also Perrin just destroyed his father. So
in front of him.
I'm curious where he ends up with that because could be interesting. Interesting.
Did it appear?
Dane. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. There's a lot of names to remember. So I appreciate you guys for keeping us on track.
Let me tell you.
That's why we have you guys here.
Spelling bee damned. Is that what he said?
Yeah. 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 Someone said DAIN.
Oh, DAIN.
Arasa said Dane DAIN. Yeah. Who knows?
Dwayne.
Brent said Dwayne. Look, we don't like it's all fake anyways. So we spelled our name wrong. Like, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's funny hearing certain people that have read the books and had certain pronunciations in their mind the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
You're here on the show and be like, what? Falm? I thought it was Fall May this whole time. I've been reading Fall May for years, and now you say Falm. Like, what are you talking about? But who knows? Yeah. Whatever. Someone said rent out more Chaos Agent. It's so happy to see you guys here. It's funny because when we did this, I was like, look, I hope that our regular commenters are on here and you guys are definitely here. So this makes it fun. Just so you guys know, like for real, like we want to do this in time for you guys. And again, Nate mentioned he is in London. He's not even at home. He's in London. Yeah. He had to get a special setup over there to which he used his podcast connections to set up. So he's over there just so he could be online to hang with you guys. So
yeah,
we appreciate it. We do. All right. Well, that's the pieces I want to kind of touch real quick. A few things I want to touch on before we leave you guys is House Damodred. Where do we think that they stand? So we know Barthanes, I think, betrayed his whole family. Do you think he's murdered, Nate, or is he in prison somewhere? Will he be back? What do you think?
The guards swarmed his cell, right? Oh, do you think he was actually going to kill?
Oh yeah.
You think he was going to do that?
I think he was going to kill Moiraine for sure. Now, kill his mother, maybe not.
Right.
But I think Moiraine was definitely dead. I think she would have been dead had he been able to enact his plan for sure.
Because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if he had seen her, I think if he would have seen her, then it wouldn't have. I don't know. Like he would have called it off or something. Or
yeah, it's also very strange. Like I heard someone mention that there are. Someone said Gwen is pronounced Steve. Classic fantasy pronunciation, right? The XYZ ABC. It's Sarah. Oh my good gracious. I love it.
I'm sorry. Let me
let Nate get himself together.
Okay.
What were we even talking about, Nate? We got sidetracked by the whole chat.
We were talking about the house. Was it Dromedane?
Oh, Damodred. Right. Yeah, we were wondering if we think that he would have actually killed Moiraine. I think he would have. Now, my question is, why in the world do you trust this assassination to him? Right? Like
I know, right?
Like either you or a number of assassins could have done this.
Right.
Why did you need him to do
human?
It? Seems strange.
Exactly. I think that's a setup.
Like set up his aunt? Like why? For what?
Because didn't she know that he wasn't in the prison? Like Leandrin? Yeah. And if it was Lanfear who gave her that information, Lanfear knew that she wasn't in prison.
Yeah,
I feel like it was a setup.
Could have been.
It smells like setup.
Yeah, it could have been. Maybe just to take him off the board. Ultimately,
which they did. So
she's like, we don't want him being married to the queen. So
and that's so sad that he was just he did all that just for that power. Like, dude, come on now. Like, read your history books. Granted, it's a different history, but whatever.
Yes. So we know Barthanes is probably, if not in prison, probably dead. But how about his mother? Do we think she's going to be back season 3 doing anything?
She probably won't be back. I don't know. She didn't really play a very important part. Like, all she did was stop her son from killing Moiraine. So that's it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, she served to kind of show Moraine's more human qualities and that she had a family and a sister, and to
I
kind of
guess that's
also
true.
indicate like Moraine's age, right? Because if your
Right.
younger sister is this old, then you're also pretty old. So,
Right. So I
um,
don't know, but I still
yeah,
feel like the whole story could have been told without that.
yeah, she
I
probably won't
felt
be
like it
back. I
was
don't think.
inconsequential.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, any thoughts on the two rivers? We didn't actually go back there at all.
No,
Um,
we didn't.
no one seems to be too concerned about their family back in the
No.
Two Rivers. It's somewhat interesting that they just kind of just like dropped it. They're like, oh, Two Rivers, like
But that's how it
why?
is, right? It's like when you watch these shows and they're like the shows start out where everyone's going to like high school or school, like Riverdale, y'all going to school, but then 3 seasons in, no one goes to class. No, like did
Right? Like, how are
so?
you? Yeah, but like
But
these people are all just like, we're on a quest, so forget
right,
that Twin Rivers town. It's garbage,
exactly.
backwoods, backwater, podunk. It's like
But
forget it.
but to that point, Nynaeve did revisit it in the Arches. So one time.
True, true,
And then
true.
the white cloak dude, Dane, Dane,
Yes.
he did
Yeah,
call
I mean, he
Perrin.
called him Two Rivers,
Yeah,
but I mean, as
Two
far as like
Rivers.
anyone, like we didn't see any of those characters anymore. Like any of their
Yeah,
family, they didn't show
no,
them. Like no
yeah.
one actually got back there. But
I
again, I
mean,
think it would help the whole show if they gave us a little more context for how far away things are.
right,
Remember, I looking at the map, like Falm is like way on the coast, like way far from like the Two Rivers and like the
I was
tower.
not
Like
looking at that. Yeah,
it's way over. It's like it's not even close, which is why they had to use the ways to get there in any kind of reasonable time
right,
because
okay,
it's you never get there. It's too far.
right.
Like
I
it's
didn't know
crazy.
that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so last thing I want to talk about is Moraine's boo Suan. So what do we think about her? So she's alive, I assume, right? She's
She
probably
was because
alive.
she was staring
Yeah.
at them when
So
they
she's
went through
probably
the
alive.
thing.
She's probably still the Amberlin seat. So, their relationship, because again, so Moiraine wasn't kicked from the Aes Sedai, but she was banished from the tower. So,
But
um,
for a reason that the two of them knew, right? So like it
yeah, it
wasn't
was a ploy.
it was a ploy, exactly. It
But
was
also she did disobey orders, right? So she kind of deserved it, but they also used it as a way to like excuse for her to be out there. But also,
right because they were told to go look for the dragon by
right,
that old blind lady, So
yeah,
like they had to keep it on the hush, so I don't know, like they had to keep it on the hush, so that's why they made this, they created this farce and stuff like that. So, but that's why I'm kind of not understanding why, like the reaction that the Amerlin seat had towards the fact that, like she was like, we're supposed to turn you into basically our own tool, sort of thing. And then she told Moiraine, well, you didn't do anything. You hadn't done anything. And now you're steeled, sort of thing. So I feel like her reaction was not, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think her reaction was, like at the right level. I think it was too much for actually
yeah,
what, as much as they knew and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know why she reacted like that.
yeah,
Like
for
when she
sure.
saw him walking through the gate, my thought was she's like, "Ah, damn, I done effed up," sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how Moraine acts. I'm curious if they want to try to make a romance between Moraine and Lan, given that their bond was back, and
Please don't do it.
given how close they were. Right, I was like, okay, because again, it is a bond closer than marriage. So
Right.
does Moraine kind of lean into that bond more since they went through all that struggle, and since Suwan is now more distant? You know, they have some of that for
Because
season 3. To make it a little
Salon
spicy.
they can still rebuild that if they wanted to. It wasn't that she was acting from her position of power, like, and not on purpose. Like she was trying to do it for the safety of the world. Like, she wasn't doing it for greed or anything like that. She thought that this was the best way to do it. And she has this ability to make them obey, you know? And so she had to act on it according to what her thoughts were. The same as Moiraine had to act on what she believed was correct. Like, they were both acting in what they thought was the best interest of basically the world, you know, sort of thing. So I think that they could build that back. What do you all think? Do you think
so? Jamie said their bond isn't romantic, meaning Lan and Moiraine, they're kind of established. Yeah, so agreed, it's not romantic, but I don't think it precludes romanticism, right? Because I mean, even very close friends that are not romantic sometimes, you know, slip into more than friends. My wife will tell you.
Platonic.
Sometimes it happens. And you get married. Hey, it works out great. Not always, obviously, but, you know, sometimes, you know, closeness can lend to something, which is what I was meaning.
I would totally not. I don't want them to turn that into a romantic bond. Like, I don't want that. I would like them to fight it out, Moiraine and Siuan. You know, like, I want them to. It doesn't have to be reestablished, but I want them to keep having to revisit that. You know.
Yeah.
Instead of just be like, oh well, let me go, because I feel like it's just easier. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we got a ways to go. There's how many books are there, guys? Like 14 books? I know it's a lot of books out there. So,
I don't know, how many books.
If Amazon sticks with this, we could have a lot more show to see. So, I don't know. So, Nate, just as we close out, like, any hopes or thoughts about season 3? Things that you want to see?
That I want to see. I really want to see Perrin do something.
That you intend to see. You said Perrin? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Perrin do something. Like, I understand he's got a lot to worry about, but, like, come on, like, I feel like, in my opinion, he's got the best gift in the story so far, you know? Because he's, like, communing with nature, sort of thing. Like, he can actually, you know, converse with these animals and stuff like that. So I want to see him do something. Otherwise, I don't know, because I don't know where the story is going. I know that the only thing, it's not going to be the only thing is the Forsaken. Like, I feel like there's going to be something else, you know? Yeah. So,
all right. So Jamie said Siuan would be Mo's downfall.
Wait, in the show, she said that?
Interesting.
Like, she had
it will be curious to see. Yeah, I do want to see more of that relationship season 3. I want to get past everyone being unable to use their power. So hopefully early on in the season, at least everyone should be able to, like, more or less use their power. Now, maybe not to the extent of their power, right? But at least kind of embrace it and do something with it. That I would hope to see.
Okay.
I'm curious, you know, I want to see more about Elayne, because I forget where Elayne is from. Someone can let us know. Is it Camerlin? Maybe. I know it's not Carahine. I think it's Camerlin. But kind of, you know, where she's from, what her role is. I feel like there's more to do with kind of that piece. I would love to see some more like political intrigue. So I like that we got a lot of action this season eventually. But I'd love to see more of, like, the intrigue around, like, the Aes Sedai structure, maybe some kind of intrigue between some of the colors, the Ajas.
Because I was reading about that.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The colors. Because there's one color apparently that is specialized in political.
I forget which Aja that was.
It wasn't yellow. Was it yellow? It wasn't yellow, right?
So I see folks in the chat have been going back and forth. So it looks like, Min said, I see the Amberlin seat dressed in full regalia. She will be your downfall. Okay.
Yeah, but what does that mean, though?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I mean, it's possible that Moiraine may end up doing something to protect Suan that is kind of against the greater good interest, which tends to happen, right? With
Right.
good characters, right? They're like, well, I can't let the person die.
Oh, the
I gotta do
Greys.
the thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The Greys. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Greys are the diplomats, right?
Got it.
Okay. Thank you all. My goodness.
Camelin,
Y'all
the
on
kingdom,
on top of
kingdom
this.
of Andor. Gotcha. That's where Elayne is from. Thanks, Arosa. Yeah. See, you guys are keeping it straight. This is what you're here for, because
Right.
we don't know. Again, we are literally ignorant book readers, and we try to keep up with the show. But honestly, we went through it the one time, but I may go through it again if I can find time. So yeah, so I think that's a good place to kind of leave this season. I think we're excited for season 2.
Yeah.
Those of you watching this now, make sure you check out episode 8 coming out hopefully pretty soon. Again, Nate is in London, so we'll see when we get it edited and out there, but stay tuned for that. Yeah, so question for you all in the chat, since you are kind of our biggest fans, what do you want to see us look at next? So we've been talking about different things, maybe some older stuff, maybe some upcoming stuff. We've talked about going through Good Omens. That could be an option. Ahsoka is out there. So yeah, let us know. We're open to look at some older movies. If you think that'd be interesting to you, we can go look at, maybe the first Lord of the Rings animated one. We haven't watched that.
Wait, what? Lord of the Rings animated?
Yeah, exactly. It's real little cringy looking. But yeah, so look, let us know what you guys want to see. And we'll be open to suggestions. But yeah, we're glad you guys joined us tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for. Someone said The Expanse. So yeah, so I've watched I think all of The Expanse actually. I don't think Nate's watched it at all, but that'd be a lot of seasons to power through.
How many seasons are it?
I want to say 5 or 6. So.
Is that a show like Star Trek or something like that?
It's a very realistically based kind of sci-fi show.
Okay.
It's very good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I've watched that through. I think current. But yeah, so yeah, that's something to think about.
So I'm trying to look at the comments at the same time. So.
Oh yeah. So they said Avasarala is cast. Yeah, look, she was gonna be. I'm not sure who they cast her to be, but she's a good actress. Yeah, I think I remember her also from. I'm not sure if it was 24, maybe. I'm not sure what that was. But
because multiple. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys keep suggestions coming in. I don't know. Any other questions from the chat that we didn't get to real quick before we cut off here for the evening? We've got more people joining in. Welcome everybody. We're wrapping up our season recap. We don't know her character yet.
Okay.
For who she's gonna play. Okay, cool. Well, hey, look, I won't ask too many more questions. I don't want to get too spoiled, but hey, yeah. Okay. What we will be doing soon is we'll be doing kind of a reaction episode about those animated what are they called? The animated
the origin stories.
The origin story, yeah. So we'll be doing those here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the our next series starting pretty soon. So yeah, keep letting us know in the comments what you guys like. Reach out on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram with any suggestions, and we'll probably have an actual poll out pretty soon on YouTube as well to let us know what you're thinking. If you want to see the full reaction episodes, some of them are like 2.5 hours each episode, some are 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, join Patreon over there and support. And that would help us out, and also you can be part of that, and also join the Discord. Yeah, Discord is where we'll be able to talk with us directly, all the time. So yeah, this was a fun, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the support. I don't know what else to say. It's been fun. It's been fun.
It has
appreciate
been.
You guys.
Yeah. The whole ride has been awesome. So
yes. All right, folks. Well, I think that's it. Sad to say adieu. Is that correct pronunciation, Nate? Since you're
adieu.
French?
Yeah, that's right.
Adieu. All right, you guys. Yes. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.